Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
So are you worried about taxes? Everyone's worried about taxes. Nobody knows what's going on. And so I wanted to find someone who is something that I had not heard about. And it's a person, though, that really, he is an IRS tax debt representative. He talks about tax slashing. He's a tax slashing guru. So everybody likes that. So Fritz Seide, thank you for coming to our show.
Oh, it's a great pleasure to be here today.
And every business does need the advice of a professional accountant certified as an EA. What is an EA?
EA stands for Enrolled Agent.
An enrolled agent. See, until I met you, I never even heard of that before. So I'm so glad you're here doing this. It seems that there are American tax experts, and that's different than a CPA because that's like an attorney, a CPA. But when it comes to tax matters, you say your best choice consists of picking up the phone and calling you, of course, for an audit-free tax experience this year. So what are you going to tell them when they call you?
Oh, yes. So when they call me, they will get all the information pertaining to their, I would say, problem-free tax preparation, and as well as a problem they may have in the past that will be solved before the IRS.
Okay, so do you want to meet with them personally? You don't do this over the phone, do you?
Oh, no. We like people to call because when they call, we can give them direction how to get to the office. Or if we have to meet with them at their place or somewhere or at their business, we can do that. So the call is just for us to be in connection and work out, plans for us to meet.
Okay, so let's talk about someone who's listening to this show right now, and they want to avoid the IRS because sometimes they have assets that'll get seized. Do you look over everything and then you help them understand what they should do?
When you're talking about trying to avoiding IRS and go overseas.
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, in the tax system here, we have laws regarding foreign taxes. For example, if an American citizen goes to a different country to work, this citizen must report his or her earnings here in America. And of course, we have arrangement for that. Sometimes they have foreign tax credits when they file their tax returns here in the United States. For example, if you work in France, for example, and then you pay taxes on your earnings in France, you have to report that here so that we can give you credit for what you already paid. And we have certain limitation for the amount you might have worked, in a different country. And of course, we have a whole bunch of legislation and
that's right, and it keeps changing, and so you have to keep up with all this, don't you, Fritz?
Yes.
So, Fritz, there are so many professions you could have gotten into. What drew you to this?
Many professionals, what?
You could have been a professional in a lot of fields. So I'm asking you, why did you like this? Why did you like the finance?
Yes, I am a professional in several fields. For example, I'm a licensed real estate broker. I'm also a licensed life and health insurance representative. But I love this. It's my passion. I love it. I love doing it because, since I was young, today, I'm not saying I'm old, but I'm older.
Aren't we all?
But when I was very young, I studied to study accounting, everything that is related to finance. And I happen to be so proud of everything that I have done in this field. And of course, now when it comes to taxation, I have extended, my horizon into learning and practicing. Why I love it so much is because it's like a doctor. I'm helping people. Doctor loves what they're doing because they're saving lives. And I'm helping people save money, plan for a better future. And of course, to stay away from trouble with Uncle Sam.
Yes, that's true. And now there's so many confusing things. There's something that I'm not really too sure about, and I know you'll know. Medical savings accounts, what actually are they? What are the benefits of them?
Okay. HSA, that's the acronym for Health Savings Account. Well, without the Obamacare, that is, of course, I don't know about its future, but normally under the law, that puts a mandate on everybody to get insurance. It's like you have to have insurance coverage. So they call that essential coverage, whatever. But certain people qualify for the Obamacare depending on their incomes and the size of their families. So if you are in a family of three, for example, and then you're making a certain amount of money as a household, and that amount of money qualifies you to be covered under the Obamacare. So you can get a silver plan. And the silver plan is the most popular one because that works for every low income earner. But let's say now that you are earning a high level of money and then you still have to take insurance. You do. So what happens, the person who benefits from the government's payments of his or her premiums pays a lot of money, but not out of his own pocket. So a policy may cost, for example, $2,000 to $3,000 a month. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
So the government is paying probably 94% of that amount of money for you, depending on your income. And of course, you benefit from everything. And you can go to your doctors. You may be in a network, but you have all kinds of coverage. That's very good. But anyone else who is buying insurance must pay the same amount. If you don't qualify for the Obamacare, but you still have to pay $2,000 to $3,000. So what happens now? Certain people they buy an insurance policy that pays a little less, but with a high deductible and high out-of-pocket expenses. And of course, now what the government does, they created this kind of account for you to open at your workplace, which is called HSA, Health Savings Accounts for people with high deductible insurance policy.
So it helps them, is what you're saying.
That really helps because now you can contribute depending on if you're a single person. There's a limit. You contribute annually. If you are a family, you have a higher, contribution that you can make. But that goes exactly toward any deductible that you would have to pay, if you get sick or you go to the hospital. So it's a very good, options there for people who earns higher, income.
Fritz, the information that you're giving us, though, is confusing for someone who doesn't know. So they need to call you so that you can help them think this through. Because if they don't have someone like you to do this, how are they going to know? What are they going to know?
You're right. This is very technical and scientific. So not everybody knows or understands it. That's why I am here,
Good.
To help people as a professional.
Okay, Fritz Seide, and the phone number to call him. Write this down. Remember, this is Pencil Talk Radio. Write the number down. Make a phone call. It's a free consultation, and you can meet him, and he'll see what he can do to help you. The phone number is 561-501-9391. 561-501-9391. I did say it was a free consultation. Is that true?
Free consultation.
Okay,
and
I
they
said
can
that.
call now.
Right.
They can start calling now.
Yep. That they can call. And let me give you his website. It's Tax Meltdown. That's a good thing. TaxMeltdown.com. TaxMeltdown.com. He's located up in West Palm Beach, but he will make it convenient for you. So I would say that the kinds of things that Fritz is talking about, I'm smart about a lot of things, but I am not smart about these things. I'm so glad you're here to share what you know. So there are changes in all these things. The MSAs, you call it medical, medical savings account. What's an HSA? And that's the high
health savings account.
Okay, the health savings account, and then the IRAs. We all know what that is. So what would happen is someone then should call you, bring their information so that you would know, and then you think you can help them.
Oh, sure. All I need is information, because if you don't inform me, I'm not going to be able to help you. But, of course, you have the phone number, 561-501-9391, to call me. And as you call the office, you will have an answer to any question you may have.
So let's just go back to this. Is this for 2017, 2018? Do you go back to 2017 with what they've had, or it's all new?
Yes, actually, this is a good question. Many people don't understand that. Now we are in the period, tax period of 2018, but the taxes that we are preparing now are for 2017. That's how the law sets it. Because, the fiscal period ends on December 21st. So everything is cut out on December 31st, midnight. So anything after midnight 1, you see?
Yep.
It's 2018. So any transactions that occurs as of 12/01 on January 1st is accounted for the period of 2018. So everything that happened in 2017, now we are dealing with it.
And so don't wait for April 15th, right?
Yes.
Start to do something right now. What do you feel when you have clients come? What are their biggest concerns? Tell me what they say to you that they don't know what to do.
The biggest concern is many people are afraid of IRS. I understand they're dealing with the federal government, but I can tell them to stay quiet when they get my number, when they come to me, because as they come to me, I'm going to find the means to really help them, to give them peace of mind. So they don't have to worry. I understand. You receive a letter from the IRS. Whatever your situation with IRS, don't worry about it. Just ring. How would I say that? Just dial my number.
I understand. So just don't do anything until you talk to Fritz Seide.
Exactly.
That would be the thing. And then you're so experienced in this. And would you go through again what it took to be an enrolled agent?
Enrolled agent. Yes. So let me give you a very good, in-depth explanation or definition of enrolled agent. Enrolled agent, when it comes to taxes, enrolled agents are the experts. Enrolled agents are the only federally licensed tax practitioners who specialize in taxation and also have unlimited rights to represent taxpayers before the IRS. So the enrolled agents profession dates back. I'm giving you a little history.
No,
here.
it's good because I don't know what it is. I'm glad you're giving all of us a history of it.
That dates back to 1884.
Really?
Yes. So when after receiving questionable claims for Civil War losses, Congress enacted regulation for people who represented citizens before the IRS, U.S. Treasury Department. So that dates back to 1884. So, after the war, the loss in the war, we have some kind of poverty here. And when money is rare, people try to, to sneak around to make money in certain probably bad conditions. But, everybody's reluctant to pay. They don't have enough money to pay their tax dues, thing like that. And, of course, they were receiving questionable claims from the IRS. So because the people were receiving those claims, and of course, when you are dealing with the federal government charges you, you must find a way to clarify your situation, to at least reduce those claims, or do whatever that can give you a certain relief. And it was at that point that the Congress, the American Congress, the U.S. Congress, gave her the rights to us enroll agents. So we are very old in this profession. And when I say very old in the profession itself is old because it dates from 1884. So it's not something today. So it's been around even before CPAs, lawyers, whatever, when it comes to taxation here in America.
Fritz, before I met you, I never heard of that. I didn't know. I'm so glad that you've come here to share what that is. I wonder why it's kept from. I mean, is a CPA an enrolled agent?
Good question. I have to interrupt you.
I want you to.
Good question. Let me tell you. Excuse me. The states, it's like they have an obligation towards their professionals. So CPAs are certified public accountant. So before you become a CPA, a certified public accountant, you have to be an accountant first. So you have to go to college, universities to learn all the principles, and then you take an exam that you satisfy the board, and you get your license. I took that exam. I didn't make it. I made 2 parts. It's 4 parts. I didn't get the whole thing, and it took me some time to practice, to study more. But I am a degreed accountant. I studied from Rider University and Liberty University. So I have my degrees. But I don't have the certificate. But, because we are the experts in this area, the states, many states, not all of them, have been protecting those professionals like tax attorneys or CPAs. They've been protecting them. That's why we don't have too many enrolled agents in this country, but we have many CPAs, many tax attorneys, because they are protected by the states. Like Florida doesn't have any problem, any restriction. That's why as an enrolled agent, I can come here and speak on the radio. But there are certain states that would preclude me.
Isn't that interesting? Well, of course, we know sometimes that's all politics, but but having enrolled agents, you don't have to worry about doing tax returns. You don't have to worry about that. That's not what you do.
That's my life. I breathe it. Day, night, anytime. So that's why I am a tax expert, because we enrolled agents, we are recognized by the Congress. Although the Congress enacted this back in 1884, but recently, like 3 years ago, they didn't want to recognize us as the tax experts. They were still, we have a lot of lobbying in
I'm
D.C.,
sure. Yeah.
But finally, NAEA, the National Association of Enrolled Agents, finally got successful into having the Congress pass a law to recognize us today as America's tax experts.
That's fabulous, because I think that people don't understand what a CPA does, but what they say they're a tax expert like you are, they know what that is. They don't want to pay. Look, they don't want to pay any more taxes than they have to.
No.
And they don't really know what to do. And everybody needs a Fritz Seide who will sit down and say, okay, this is the way it is, whether you're talking about a medical a medical savings account, or even, we didn't even get into adoptions. I mean, that's another whole thing, isn't it? I mean, I don't know if we have enough time to do all this, but we can try.
We'll save some for the next time.
Yeah, right.
Because I think we don't want to overwhelm, our audience.
Right.
Because it's a lot of information. And of course, they're going to learn more and more when they call us.
Yes.
When they call us, 561-501-9391.
Yes.
And enrolled agents, we don't have any limitations when it comes to tax, preparation or representation, collection, whatever it is, because we know the tax system inside out. So any level, any kind of taxes, estate taxes, partnership, corporations, individual, business, whatever the type of tax returns or tax matters, we can deal with it.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting news, especially since we just got rid of 2017. Now everybody needs to, know what they're doing in 2018, but then have you look at what they did in 2017.
Yes, correct. Now, as I said, we are preparing 2017. So now is the time for people to really get in touch with us. Everything they've done in 2017, they have to put everything together now. They don't have to worry much about how to organize the papers, their information. We can produce their financial reports. You see, we can help them with their P&Ls, all kinds of activities that took place in 2017. Now is the time to really comply with the IRS rules and regulations.
So this is a little bit of a laughing stock, but I'll bet there are a lot of people who come to you and they bring all their papers in a bag.
Yes.
And then you have to sort them out, right?
Yes, and exactly. I will sort them out. That's right. Because we stratify. That's what we do.
Right.
Accountants, we organize things, by stratifying,
So you're going to do their tax returns.
Yes.
But you're going to do more than that. You're not just doing a tax return.
No,
you're looking and saying,
tax return.
why did you pay those taxes last year? Now, what if someone paid the wrong taxes in 2016? Can you still help them in 2017?
Oh, yes. And exactly. We do back taxes. And if they had the tax returns prepared improperly, I can modify. Yes, I can.
Now, that's good, too.
Yes. We can amend it for them.
And so how long have you been practicing?
I've been practicing on my own since 1996.
Well, I'd say you're pretty experienced. Yes, it's interesting, and you're very likable. Sometimes I find that people in your business are like engineers. They have this long look on their face, and they love books, but you like people, don't you?
Yes, I love people.
I know you do.
Yes,
I can see that.
yes.
So my guest is Fritz Seide, which is Seide, and his office is in West Palm Beach. But as I said, he will travel anywhere that's convenient to make it, either your house or another meeting place. So the thing you want to do is don't pay too much tax. And, of course, you must be very busy trying to keep up with all the new taxes and what's going on now in the government.
Yes, I'm busy, because I have to update myself every time. For example, we just have this new tax reform signed end of December by President Trump. And that brings a lot of changes. And that's, of course, why tax season is starting later this year. Because whenever they took those measures, the IRS and all other institutions, they have to go and apply what needs to be applied now and later on, blah, blah, blah. So there are a lot of changes.
So you have to maybe take courses to learn some of this, or you just get documents?
Yes, I do take courses. I take a continuing education. So in order for me to keep my license, every 3 years, I have to renew my enrolled agent license. But in order for me to renew, I have to take 24 credits, continuing credits each year with ethics,
Yeah, well, that's good. I think that's a good thing. But I was thinking with the new tax law, you're really going to be busy.
Oh, very busy, very busy. Yes.
Well, you have a lovely wife. She's going to help you, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, she does.
She will help you, because that's what wives do, I think. They help their husbands and to do the stuff. Well, you brought a lot of interesting information to us today. I'm glad that the medical savings, you started to touch on that, and we'll get back into that when we have you on another time. And I wish everybody would go and read Fritz's editorial that he has there. It's Tax Time, Consult a Professional Accountant, EA. And so we now learned what an EA is. And it's someone who really is an enrolled agent, federally licensed to practice before the IRS. So that's what we want to do. And the website is taxmeltdown.com. So we really thank you very much for being here with us today. And you're going to be a busy guy.
Very busy. And I want that.
I know you do. Well, you can thank your mother for you.
Oh, yeah.
I always tell everybody, if you're as friendly as you are, a mother had to have been a part of this. Good mothers make people friendly. Did you know that?
Yes, correct, correct.
So wherever your mother is, congratulations.
Just like a happy wife.
Yeah, that's true. Happy wife, too. Thank you, Fritz. We'll talk to you again.
All right. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
For me,
being
too.
here with you.
Yes, for me also.